Hello lovelies, you may have noticed so many beautiful slip skirt outfits out there, and if you have been trying to style them at home and it doesn't quite look right, I'm here to help you. We're going to be covering 7 different do's and don'ts of styling this beautiful, versatile, pan-seasonal item that is hopefully already in your closet. If not, I'm going to link a few of my favorites here. And if you are interested in any of the products that I feature in this video, I'll either link it here for you right on the screen of the item that I'm talking about, or I'll link it down below as well in the description. One of the most beautiful things about slip skirts is how smooth they look and just classy, and so you can take a slip skirt in so many different directions. One of the most important things when styling a slip skirt is making sure that you're paying attention to the tucking. And intuitively you would think if I tuck something in like this, of course it's not gonna look right, but even tucking in thin materials can really ruin the line of it, and anything can really show up and create ripples and lumps in places that we don't want them, and kind of ruining the overall magical effect of the slip skirt. So there's a few different things you can do here. Number one is choosing a top that you don't have to tuck in. So a sweater or knit that hits you right at the waistline. It's not cropped, but it's just slightly below your waistline where you don't have to think about where to put it. It's not going to be tucked. It's not showing your stomach. It's perfect. Just sits right there. You don't have to think about it. The other fantastic choice is a vest, because a waistcoat is already going to just cinch you at the waist and you won't have to think about where to tuck in the vest because the vest is not tucked. Pairing a vest with a slip skirt looks so classic, and you can always put a blazer over or a cardigan if you need more layers. But these two options are fantastic. You'll have the lumps and the bumps, and you won't have to think about tucking. However, you have a knit, a button down, anything at all that would require tucking because it's a little bit longer, don't even think about tucking it in. What you need is an elastic belt where you can just cinch it at the waist and kind of like hack it so that it literally sits right over the elastic belt. And so that elastic belt will actually act as a tucking mechanism so that you don't have to put in that fabric anywhere else. And of course, if you have a super long sweater, that won't work quite as well. But anything like a mid-size sweater that I'm showing you here is perfect for that. You don't want to leave it untucked, but you definitely don't want to try to fit it in somewhere. And sometimes when you think about putting it underneath like your pantyhose or something, or a Spanx to hold you in, it still won't quite do the job because that is sitting right underneath the fabric. So the lumps and the bumps will still happen. Speaking of Spanx and tights and everything like that, a really important factor in slip skirt outfits is making sure that everything stays true to the smoothness and kind of like silky softness that the slip skirt exudes, right? So one of my favorite things to do, and it makes me so confident when I wear something like this underneath, is making sure that I'm wearing either tights or shapewear underneath, because it just smooths everything out. You don't have to think about BPL, you don't have to think about cellulite. That's kind of like just in the back of your mind thinking like, oh, is it, visible through that? You don't want to have any of that going on. It makes you that much more confident, and it just gives you really nice clean lines. Even if you're a slender person, most of us have little lumps and bumps, and I'm very self-conscious of that. I feel like if I feel like my cellulite is pushing through my outfits, I can't quite like think straight. It just changes the way I walk into a room. So that has given me a lot of confidence and feeling like not everything's gonna be wiggling underneath the skirt. Number 3, because we have this beautiful satiny, silky fabric, it's kind of tempting to sometimes try to pair something like that with a silky button down or something else that's very nice and smooth. But a great way to easily elevate your style is to mix textures and to lean into velvet, corduroy, a chunky knit, cashmere, anything that really changes up the way it looks. And I think this is also a great way to color block or to dress in a monochrome fashion, is when you have a skirt of a certain color and then you stack it with the same color but it's a different texture. So it just ends up looking very chic and intentional. And it's also a great way to not stress about finding like a matching set or, feeling too formal. Sometimes satin skirts, if you have a silk or satin skirt, you also have a silk and satin top, it can feel a little bit formal. So if you're gonna add even a sweatshirt, sometimes looks really great with a slip skirt, you can kind of take an outfit that would otherwise feel very stuffy and only for special occasions and start wearing it more in your everyday life, because that's one thing that we really want to be mindful of in our closet, is figuring out even like the dressy pieces that you kind of deem as just like special occasion pieces. You want to really think about, how can I wear some of these pieces that have a little bit more shine and sparkle every day? Because not only will that have you using more of your closet and get the ROI from it? And that's one of the things that my channel really focuses on, is trying to help you wear 80% of your closet and get more of that return on investment on every single piece that you wear. So make sure to hit the subscribe button if that's something that interests you. I'm a stylist and I have covered many shows in Paris, New York, but also just while I'm trying to get dressed and make smart purchasing decisions. Not only is it going to have you wear more of your items to get your ROI, but the other thing it'll do is it'll instantly make you more stylish, because mixing high-low pieces is a great styling hack that many very stylish people use. And the third thing that it'll do is that it'll kind of quench your thirst for shopping. When you wear more of your closet, you won't have that kind of like sinking feeling of like, I don't have enough clothes to wear, or like trying to get that dopamine fix, because you can just go into your closet and feel like you're shopping because you're discovering pieces, and so you're making everything feel fresh and new. So for those reasons, try to mix your textures, try to mix your high-low pieces, and the slip skirt is a really great low-risk item that you can do that in. Number 4, let's talk about shoes. So the slip skirt and its infinite versatility is really forgiving about shoes. You can set the tone with whatever you have going on: ballet flats, sneakers, boots, high heels, almost like wide leg jeans where almost anything goes. And by the way, make sure to check out my do's and don'ts of styling wide leg jeans, where I cover a lot of different ways to style and think about your wide leg jean outfits. But much like wide leg jeans, so many different shoes go with a slip skirt. However, the one thing I will caution you on that always feels a little bit like when I see these straight leg jeans and then an ankle boot, and I see that little sliver of skin between the hemline of the jeans and the ankle boot, that is very distracting. And not only does it kind of make everything look a little frumpy, but it also makes you look a little shorter. And I'm 5'4", I'm always trying to look taller, and that breaks the line of your outfit, and it just makes you look a little bit shorter than you are, maybe as short as you are. Kind of the rule of thumb, if you are gonna wear boots, make sure that they go all the way underneath the hemline of the skirt. So whether that is choosing a longer skirt or choosing longer boots, sort that out for yourselves. But just that's something to be aware of when you're styling your shoes. And related to that is styling your outerwear. So I have 2 big preferences when it comes to slip skirts and many other outfits as well. One is a cropped jacket that sits very close to your waist and therefore elongates your legs, because it's using the rule of thirds. And what the rule of thirds is when you kind of break up your outfit so that you either have 1/3 on top and then 2/3 on the bottom, and that's the difference in the outfit, or you inverse it, and so you have the 2/3 being a part of the outfit and then the 1/3 being the other third, right? Those proportions are what we stylists use to help people feel more balanced in their outfits, and also help many people look taller as well. When you have that first third and then the 2/3 on the bottom, that makes your legs look longer and elongates your whole look. That is a really great way to style a slip skirt. Likewise, a maxi coat is going to look great. Something that is as long, if not longer, than your slip skirt will also help elongate your look, and it'll help play by these rules of thirds as well. Now, when you have a coat that is kind of a midi coat, kind of in no man's land by your knees, it's not going to totally make or break the outfit, but in my opinion, it doesn't help elongate you, and it also kind of just breaks up the lines as well. So my recommendation to you, you offer either a crop jacket or a maxi coat that is as long or longer than your skirt. 6th thing to keep in mind is the fit of the skirt. And sometimes we try to save money and we try to get like something that's a lot more affordable and cheaper, and then you put it on and then it has like these weird lines like at the hips that jut out. You can tell that the pattern wasn't there, like the cut of the skirt wasn't quite as mindful, some corners were cut, and so now you have something that is trying to fit many women in one, and it doesn't end up fitting anyone, because if you have bigger hips like me, it will make your hips look bigger, and if you don't have hips, then that doesn't make sense, because you're gonna end up with like kind of like 2 kind of bumps at the sides of your hips. So I think it's really important to, you don't have to spend a ton of money, but if something is really, really cheap, just ask yourself, like, I wonder how the fit is. And sometimes you can find gems, like Zara is a great example. You can go into Zara and find a slip skirt that's very affordable and that fits atrociously. You can also go in there and find a slip skirt that fits amazing. So It is a little bit of trial and error, seeing for yourself if something fits. Number 7 is using your slip dress. So getting back to wearing most of your closet more often. If you don't own a slip skirt, but you own a slip dress, you can totally create a slip skirt yourself. So all you would need to do is find a chunky knit or even a button down. You can even like cinch it at the waist, you know, and tie a little knot with your button down. You can use a chunky knit like this and use that elastic hack that I was telling you about. So it's really thinking creatively about what's already in your closet and thinking that you might already have a very pretty, simple, satiny dress that you can convert into a slip dress, and also kind of play around with, do I even like the way this looks and feel? Maybe I want to invest in like a brand new slip skirt before you make the investment. That's one of the reasons that I really love hacks, is because sometimes it helps you explore, is this something I really am into, or does the hack satisfy kind of the urge for that item? One of the ways that fashion hacks really helped me was in hacking a crop jacket. And so like tucking in a crop jacket, making a midi-sized jacket into a crop one, and then wearing it a few times like that and realizing, you know what, I actually love the way this looks, and so I'm ready to invest in a real one versus buying a real crop jacket and then thinking, oh, this wasn't for me. The same way is looking for that slip dress in your closet and converting it into a slip skirt and seeing if maybe I don't even need to invest in a slip skirt. I just love the way that the slip dress looks already. We're kind of in the middle of the holidays madness right now, and I'm just trying to finish getting my house door getting ready. Before I leave you, I wanted to show you this cute little hack with ornaments that I just put on one of my chandeliers that you might want to try at home to dress up your home super quickly. You just tie whatever ornament you want in like with a thread or a ribbon, and you just hang it from your dining room table, and it looks so beautiful. I just wanted to show this because I just finished doing that right now at my house, and I showed it to my husband. He was like, oh my God, this looks gorgeous. Just a little home decor tip. Make sure to check out new trends to love for 2025, full of amazing outfit ideas and inspiration, then some stuff that might be hiding in your closet already. And if you learned something today, make sure to hit the subscribe button.